niggas red stripe. Our allegiance for young niggas with they bread right. My shooter squeeze you boys, run up on them at the red light. We came flying through a skirting. I'm eyeballing 28s, like what that look like? I'm with Xavier drinking eights, like it's red stripe. Our allegiance for young niggas with they bread right. My shooter squeeze you boys, run up on them at the red light.
What's on, guys? This is Malcolm Xavier with Brick by Brick. We got a special episode today. We're going to sit down with pretty much one of my new favorite apps that I've came across over the last 6 months. We're going to sit down with Kendall. She represents the app Cohart, which is pretty much what I like to call it is the perfect combination of an online store and an Instagram or social media page. I'm gonna let Kendall give more breakdown of what the app is and how it comes from how it started. But Kendall, welcome all to the space.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. So Kendall, you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Tell us a little bit about Cohart as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I have a background as a curator. So I used to build traveling immersive art shows, and my co-founder Shaveen has had a gallery for about 2 decades. And we started Cohart about 3 years ago with the intention of, just like you said, giving independent artists the ability to have storefront tools, but also, really considering how to help them build community. So giving them the ability to chat with collectors, manage their audiences, fulfill invoices and logistics, and do that all in one place. And part of the goal for us was that, only about 14% of artists have galleries. Galleries take 50 to 70% of sales. A lot of artists don't really have a platform to grow their business in their community today. So we want to be artists first. We want to give them the ability to grow their own infrastructure and their own brand, while also connecting them to the next generation of collectors.
I love that. So for me being an artist and how I pretty much just fumbled upon you guys to say the least, I was looking for new ways for me to show my art. So, and me, you talking on past most of my journey grew from understanding meta marketing early on and capitalizing off of that extremely. With the change of that culture, coming across somewhere like pretty much like a Cohart is so important because I understand what the combinations of them two are, right? So having both in one place, what was the ideal or what was the driving force that we just don't want to be the middleman, we want to be A, B, C, D, and Z. So how did that come along?
It's a really great question. I mean, I think the way that the art world has been structured is so middleman centric. There's always an intermediary, there's always someone that's sort of, for lack of a better word, like blocking, the connection between artists and collectors. And that's not just galleries. A lot of product marketplaces, if you sell through, a lot of marketplaces, you don't even get your buyer's information. And I think that's why Instagram was so revolutionary. Like, it enabled people to directly chat with artists. And there's something so powerful about that because you really feel more connected to the work and to the connected to the story of the artist. So for us, we see that connection as being probably the most valuable thing with art and something that we really want to help promote and help foster. And so for us, seeing that artists really are small to medium-sized businesses. They need tax support. They need invoicing tools. They need these inventory management tools. But they also need to manage their communities, and they need ways where their communities can help tell their other communities about that artist and help drive more flywheel word of mouth growth. And that's what builds trust. Again, that's what fuels commerce. So I think just coming from the art world and understanding really what connects the dots, and also being really practical about the fact that artists need to do everything end to end and that they are business owners as well as artists full time. We just want to support them. We want to do something that doesn't exist for them today, and make a radically new type of business model around it.
See, and that's one thing that I think is so great coming from my business model so I have two models. I have a business model, and I also have a model for me being an artist. Two different things. And for my business model is to build a community that I support. And then my creative model is for me to strike emotion, right? Yeah. So with Cohart, what I found so beautiful is you guys are community centric. A lot of times with tools to help artists sell, there's not a community aspect to it.
Totally.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
like, here go my storefront, here go my links. I'll do the
Yeah.
middleman work. Right. So you guys have that. And I think it's so beautiful to have them two things combined into one. So name some of your projects that you might have worked on, part that you might have worked on that have left you feeling like, wow, I can't believe that we have reached this goal so fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a total whirlwind so far. I mean, again, we're about 3 years old, so we're still early on in our journey, but we raised about $5 million in venture capital funding, and as sort of underrepresented founders, you know, I went to art school. Like, it's pretty big deal to like get into the venture capital ecosystem. And for us, also bringing on core like investors from these types of markets, like the investors from StockX have invested in us. Paris Hilton has invested in us. A couple large titans from like Sotheby's. So I think us building a new future and getting backing that early has been something that's very validating for us as a young company. And then I think the other big highlight has just been the community. You know, like through word of mouth, we've basically found really talented artists like yourself. We have artists right now in every continent. We've done a little bit around like $3 million in sales volume without ads. And so I think we're just at the start of a journey that's going to be really impactful, and we're doing things differently. Again, we have incredible people in the community, in the network, and then behind us. And I think our team is amazing. So once you have good people, the right vision, you know, it's going to be a really exciting couple of years to see it all unfold.
It will be. So you guys did 3 million without ads, and that is amazing. So you guys amazing to do. Yeah. Being artists who have made 6 figures off of ads, I understand the power that comes behind ads. So the fact that you was able to make 7 without ads is amazing. So what do you feel like is the biggest thing for artists to take away whenever they get on the app? And what do you think are things that they should look forward to once they on board?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so challenging as an artist. Like, we always talk about this relationship between e-commerce and art, which I think you know really well. Like, how do you manage your business? How do you manage your creative practice? And how do you tell the story of your creativity in a way that, you know, is commercial enough for people to feel like they want to collect the art, but not overly commercial, so it dilutes the quality of the story and the quality of your brand. So for us, what we've focused on is creating profiles, you know, like an app experience, even just the way that like the products are positioned. It's intended to really build credibility for your sales online. So showing, you know, your previous collectors, giving testimonials, showing videos of your work, and really telling your story versus just uploading like a JPEG and a price point. You know, like we want to build like an all-encompassing narrative around you and your brand. And I think the way that the platform is structured, it's kind of like plug and play. You plug things in, and then we're going to format things in a way that drives a lot of credibility for you and your work. So that's the first thing. I think also having this storefront tool, you know, a lot of artists hate managing a personal website and like have to pay all these subscription fees for all these things in different places. Like, we're really centralizing it. So you have this mobile storefront tool you can use. There's pickup options at checkout. We have invoicing coming out next week. And then what's really great is when people follow you through that, they'll just get automatic notifications whenever you have new work or new shows. And like we're going to talk about today, they can get exclusive access for work as well. So trying to give artists the tools to build scarcity with their audiences, and again, stay connected to them, because again, community is really everything. And I think we make it relatively simple with what we have so far. I mean, it's going to keep getting simpler. But we just want to set artists up to be successful, and again, help them focus more time on their art and less time on the things that, you know, take up mind share.
And then one thing that I think is so great for artist perspective, I told this to all my artist friends I've been talking to, is the fact that it's everything in one. Yeah. You know, I'm a firm believer and firm preacher. You have to document your work. I've been saying this for years. I'm gonna say it till I got no more air left in my lungs. Yeah, so the way that you guys have made documenting your work a part of the platform, it's not overpowering, but it's still important enough what's highlighted. And I think in like that today's world, and how in the future how art's going to be seen and sold, their moments alone is so important. I was telling an older gentleman I know, hey, like, you know, I got offered a spot at Art Basel, and you know, he's not a member of the art world from a collector or artist standpoint. He says, and how do they know that you're not stealing someone else's art? That wouldn't even flow into my mind.
Yeah.
Right. But from his mind, not being a part of the community from either aspect, it was like, for me, I document myself. So it
Mhm.
was good. I'm like, hey, that's important for artists to understand that people do view it that way now.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing great that you guys have going on the app. And we are going to talk about the exclusive feature as well. I just want to hit on 2 more points real quick. What do you think is the most important part for when it all comes to the app and dealing with the collector side? I'm bringing some of my collectors over now slowly but surely, and I've seen the excitement when I sit down with them and have a conversation. At one with one of my collectors on Friday, me and him
Yeah.
went out for some birthday. I was like, hey, I want you on here. I want you to put your collection on. And he was like, he loved the fact that it simplifies his collection profile. So tell me some of the things that you have heard from other collectors and why it is important for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think just taking a step back, we fundamentally believe that anyone that owns art is a collector, and that word has been,
Correct.
gatekept by the art world in so many ways, where people feel so intimidated to call themselves a collector. But the reality is, if you again connect to art, especially if you own original art, and the artist, like, you're a collector, and you should be able to celebrate that. You should be able to show
You
people your
collector.
collection.
You
Yeah,
collector.
it should be part of your identity, right? So for us, we really want to bring that out in the open, and again, use those stories of collectors to create more visibility for artists. And I think it's something like, what happened with music. A lot of people talk about music like they're DJs nowadays, because they're like so confident about their tastes.
Right.
And now, we can stream music in different ways. And we want to do the same thing with art. Like, we want to democratize taste making, again, democratize value creation. And if you are collecting an artist based on their story, to be able to reverberate that to your audiences and your friends, whether that's in person or digitally, so that way that artist benefits. And that's, again, what's been gatekept.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
Yeah. So collectors now can showcase their collections digitally. Like you said, they can track their inventory. We're going to build a ton of really cool tools that enable them to track the value over time, and then get updates from artists, be able to chat with artists, have access to appraisals or art advisors as they need. Also looking at integrating more like art world events. So, having different types of tickets for fairs or different types of shows that are local. And I think just having artists and collectors, again, be able to stay in conversation, and for collectors to see what other people are collecting is a really powerful loop. And collectors now also get these cool certificates of authenticity where they can showcase their collections in their mobile wallet. And then if a friend purchases from that artist, they're going to get a credit for a future purchase. So we're just trying to build, again, more more rewards for that flywheel that takes place, because the relationship is so special, and it's one that really doesn't sit in the limelight today. A lot of people don't even have a platform to talk about their art or talk about their collections. So it's something that we're excited to change. And the last thing I'd say is that for artists, it's so valuable to have collectors talk about you and your work. Like, it builds so much trust. It really helps them boost their credibility, because otherwise you're seeing a piece of art, and it's $5,000, and you're like, well, should I spend this money? I don't have any context. But when you see, okay, Kendall collected Malcolm's work as well, or Paris Hilton is collecting this artist, like, immediately you just get that social signal, and you say, damn, okay, now I want to do that. Like, I feel like I can trust this process, and I'm excited to collect the piece as well, and I should collect it before someone else does. So that's the motion that we want to build.
No, I agree with you completely. I mean, and I think that's the most beautiful part about the platform. Is the way you can connect the collectors to the artists. Being someone who sold, man, I've sold all across like that this world at this point, which is a blessing. But it's a story that I have to tell constantly.
Yeah.
But but bringing in the app now, at this point we can make it all come together. You know what I mean? I can say, there's actually art in beautiful places that my art sits, and now I have the tool to actually point towards them.
Yeah.
People see it, acknowledge it, and understand it. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing overall. I lost my train of thought there, but I'm gonna double back to it. So we're gonna talk about the exclusive option that we was working on, that we put together, that came out extremely well. The team, your team has done a beautiful job.
Thank you.
I always love talking with you guys and communicating with you guys. Wonderful people. always a great environment to have a conversation with. So we've been working on this for a couple weeks now, and me working on the art, you guys doing everything on the back end to make sure that it's shown the right way and shared with my community, right?
Mhm.
And I'm good up to this point. And
Mhm.
we're going to do good going forward. So tell me, what was the idea in the background for having a exclusive 48-hour option?
Yeah, we were trying to brainstorm how we can create scarcity in, again, not just in the marketplace, but also for artists to drive scarcity with their audiences. And I think you see that again with art fairs or in-person events, where it feels temporal. You can be there for a limited period of time, and you kind of feel like you have to buy it because you don't know if you're going to have another opportunity. I think a lot of times buyers find something that they absolutely love, but they're not really sure when to buy it. And so for us, giving a feature to artists that basically enables them to time bound it, our hypothesis is that it's going to drive more sales. It's going to drive more collective collecting and communal collecting, where you're collecting together and you're kind of getting in on a collecting experience with someone's peer, and kind of like having exclusive access. You also get rewarded, right? Like that's really impactful as a collector, as a fan, to follow an artist for a long period of time and to like get visibility before other people do. That's what really strengthens that fan to artist relationship. And eventually, we want to make more fans become collectors. So that's like our whole, ethos and whole approach. And I think again, scarcity is helpful, but also again, rewarding your community first is super crucial as an artist. I don't know if you're on mute, Malcolm. I just lost your audio.
No, I did hit the button. That's my fault.
Okay.
Um, what I love about the exclusive feature too is it's not just for your collectors. So you have the option to give it to all of your followers. So
Mhm.
for me, my new thing is onboarding my people from my community over to Cohart. That's my whole goal right now, because
Mhm.
the features that eliminates me doing custom email blasts for each piece I drop. So just,
Yeah.
once again, cutting away the extra things.
It's so much work
And
doing
I just
art.
feel like it's a great tool.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it
Oh,
so
I
if you
know.
up thing and then it's just going to automatically send and just get in a rhythm, of create, market,
Mhm.
sell, and then have the sales move back into the management, but just have the platform work for you, not go to 10 different sites to do it and have information in different places. And I think it's really exciting for collectors too to like have that visibility, and then for fans to have that touch
Yeah.
point with artists. It feels super intimate.
And I think from the artist standpoint, coming from an artist who have done everything from A to Z on his own most of the time, me understanding what needs to be done and having on one place. Today, when I was uploading the pieces for the email blast today, I was like, you know what? This is game changer. This eliminates me having to spend 3 or 4 hour blast. So that type of thing that I think is so great when it comes to the exclusive access. Now, how would continue to access? Let's say we want to take the same piece, we wanted to pull it down, and we drop it. Do we have to take it away and bring it back, or could we just from the initial link that we have? Can we just share that link, or do we have to send out a new email blast?
Yeah, so the way that it works is that you upload the art and then you can decide if you want to just send a notification to your collectors, which would go, or your fans. You can choose who, it'll go via email. They, again, have visibility to the piece as soon as it's uploaded. If you do exclusive access, it's going to lock the link for 48 hours just to the people that have that button in their email. So as an artist, you can actually
Gotcha.
click into it and you can share it with friends, and but it's not going to show up on the Cohart marketplace. It's not going to show up on the artist profile. It's sort of like this internal thing that's going to be shared, just by the artist who has the access and then their fans and followers. So we encourage fans and followers to like share it with each other. And then we definitely encourage that, everyone should follow the artist so that way they get all their notifications, and that way they can dive deep in their profile, watch videos of their work, feel really close to them. again, we're introducing like DMs and different things that help foster more connection and community over time. So I would say follow the artists that you love, follow Malcolm, get on there and then have first access and then share that with your friends, encourage them to follow you. And then for you as an artist, again, you can share that link with your newsletters as well. You can share that on text with friends and it will still drive that scarcity. So it can really proliferate like a lot of hype around a drop or a new collection.
I love it. I love it. See, Cohart is kind of having a toolbox all the time, so many different tools inside of it. I think that's one thing that drew me to you guys most. And I just have a few more short questions. I can hold you up too much longer here. Do you guys deal with art galleries as well, or you guys strictly does art levels and artists?
Yeah, we're super excited to work with galleries and advisors. We actually have a beta platform that helps advisors right now find artists and connect them with their clients and streamlines how they do curation to invoicing as well. I think there's a lot of opportunities for artists to find, again, like residential, commercial, public projects. Like I used to hunt for artists on Instagram for hours and like I didn't have a central database. So for me, even like that's a tool that I'd want to use as a curator. So we're super excited about that. It's going to come next year. And then similarly with galleries, we're kind of looking at the mid-size galleries. Like, we're not necessarily structuring things around galleries, but for people that want to participate and they want to showcase their shows or they're looking for artists, we think Cohart can be a great discovery resource for them. So I'd say that that's how we're thinking about it now, but ultimately we're artists first, like end to end. And we think that artists are the central heart of the art ecosystem. To date, they've been like on the outside, which is crazy. So we want to make sure that artists come first across all of our decisions and across our business model metrics and the way we do our unit economics and the way we structure our roadmap. So we're really prioritizing them end to end.
And I'll tell you this every time we talk, Emil, that I just find so interesting and so loving. I just understand what it takes to be an independent artist, what it takes to run your business as an artist from front to end, and having a tool like Cohart is just so beautiful. I'm so happy to do this collection with you guys and to be one of the first artists to use the exclusive feature on there. And I don't really get excited about too much stuff, and I'm excited about this one because I understand what this means to other artists down the line and the tools that you're giving them. So I want to tell you and all your team, thank you for letting me have the pleasure of bringing the collection to you guys and us sharing it on Cohart and us also, bringing our people over and fusing together a beautiful community. I'm sorry, I do have a cold, so I'm a little sluggish today, but I'm happy to be here. I'm not going to miss it for anything.
Thanks so much, Malcolm. No, we love partnering with you. You're extremely talented. Again, we just want to amplify the voices and scale the visions of artists. I think your work by everyone, and everyone should have the opportunity to collect your pieces. So that's our end goal, right? And for all the artists that are participating and watching, we'd love to have you test things out and share your feedback with us. And we're a really small team. Our roadmap is moving at the speed of light. So we'd want to hear from you about what you want to see next. And also excited to, again, amplify that collector to the artist relationship and that collector toolkit as well. So people can stay tuned for that too.
No, man, I'm not going nowhere. So whatever you guys need from me, I'm going to be here. And I'm happy to bring my collectors on and bring my community on. Kendall, thank you all for your time today. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the hard work that your team has done on that couple of weeks, and we're gonna be emailing and talking soon. I wanted to bring you on to kind of give a chance for my community to hear from someone from your team, and to tell everyone the benefits of the app, how you need to get on there, how you need to be communicating on there, build a community on there. I've been pushing very hard over the last couple of weeks or so, and I feel like this has been a good time to kind of make sure we're on path as how we communicate to artists and collectors as well. So, Kendall, have a good evening like that, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Guys, it's Brick by Brick with Malcolm Xavier. I'm a little cold, I'm a little sick, I'm a little down, I'm a little out, and I'm still here. I'll see you guys next week, guys. Thank you, Kendall.
Thank you for Malcolm's work. Woo!
flying through his curtain. I'm eyeballing 28s, like what that look like? I'm with Xavier drinking eights, like it's red stripe. Our allegiance for young niggas with their bread right. My shooter